And we're live on YouTube. All right. So we're putting a little 2-minute warning for all of you just getting on right now.
Hey guys.
Yeah,
How's it going?
It's going to be a fun morning. We're all excited and really glad that you guys are able to join us. So what's the time looking like, Sav?
We've got some people joining in now.
Very nice. Hey everybody.
Good morning.
For Instagram, don't go past the pillar.
Don't go past the pillar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can just zip out of the pillar when Moo's doing the exercise.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Very good. All right. We'll give it 30 seconds for everybody to get organized. We don't want to jump the gun because I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be coming in at 11 on the nose. If not,
Someone said good morning from the Netherlands.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning.
Montreal.
Hey, Montreal. Montreal.
France. We got everybody today.
Right on.
That's great.
Sal's behind the camera.
Yes, Sav is behind the camera, taking care of things.
So if you hear my voice, that's why.
She's our
Phil from Germany.
Phil.
Germany.
Nice.
Hamilton,
This is so much fun.
Detroit, Toronto.
Oh,
Sweet.
that's cool.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Another France, St. Louis. France, India.
India, right on.
France, Madrid.
Wow.
New York
Hello.
City. Good morning from self-quarantine New York City.
Yeah,
Good morning.
all of you in France, I understand things are
Vegas, Illinois, Lyon, France.
Lyon.
Trying to catch everybody here, guys. Sorry, it's going fast. California.
How
Chicago.
how are we doing on time?
Pretty good. I think if you want to get started, you can slowly get into the one.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
So welcome everyone. This is, we've been working out as a family for the last little while and putting together an awesome package for you. And Munashe is going to do the workout.
Hey guys.
And then I'm going to show you the benefits to the golf swing so you really get to understand how important these exercises are and how they're really going to benefit you. Well, not only in these times, because this is a really cool sense of community that we have, and that's really important. But also, I want you guys to really get the machine rolling nicely before the season starts. And thanks to Munashe, we're all going to be able to do that very nicely. Savannah's been progressing extremely well, and those workouts have really benefited her. They're benefiting me tremendously. So without further ado, what we're going to do is Munashe is going to do the warm-up, the routine, and a nice cool down. So you guys understand the importance of that warm-up and that cool down.
Exactly.
And then when we come back in our next session, you guys should be warmed up by the time 11 o'clock rolls around, and we'll get into the full warm-up or the full workout. Mm-hmm. Today we're doing like 2 sets, right?
Yeah, just to get a sample of what it's like.
Get a nice sample of what we're doing, and without overextending many of you, because for many of you, you're just starting out, and it's important that we don't, overstress the machine right out of the gate.
Right.
So, Moo, the floor is yours. Let's start with a nice workout.
All right. So the first one we're going to start for a warm-up is leg swings. So you can grab a dowel or your golf club and allow yourself to stand up straight and swing back and forth. Just get that hip flexor loose and mobility in the hip joint. And generally I'll do 2 sets for 8 reps a leg.
Yeah, I've noticed that my first leg swing, when I do that, it's stiff at first, but then when I get into the second one, it loosens up unbelievably well.
Yeah, it's very important to just get 2 of those, a safe number, 2 sets. Or
2 sets of 8, yeah.
Yeah. And you really want to get that blood flow flowing, right? Just so everything's responding the right way.
Yes. Got to activate the machine.
Exactly.
Tell the machine what we're about to do.
Yeah. All right, last set. And make sure you're breathing comfortably. I don't want anyone kind of passing out right away, you know?
That'd be definitely a good thing.
I always forget to breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Every once in a while, we'll be like, stop, don't forget to breathe.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then next warm-up section would be the bird dog.
Bird dog. I love this one, man.
Yeah, this one's very straightforward. So you got to be down on all fours and alternating with opposite hand with opposite leg. And each side is about 8, same deal, 8 reps for 2 sets. This one's a good way to activate the core and also warm up the back. And also helps build good coordination, which is really important.
What I love about that too is like Chantal should be in on our session today.
Yeah.
Chantal Lemont, our yoga instructor for golf in Toronto, she'll be doing a live webinar tomorrow morning, and we'll put the details on our description.
Yeah.
But this is very reminiscent of yoga, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. A lot of warm-ups are derivative from yoga because it allows better flow of the body system as well as good body coordination, and we use that a lot in school when we'd warm up to kind of get more flexible, get into positions that are necessary for your sport and also for the workout.
Is there a little mini recovery between your sessions here for the warm-up too?
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to allow myself to get my breathing out of control in between the rest, and just to allow everything to let the oxygen go to the right spots.
I also love the fact that you're pronating and supinating the arm as you're performing that action.
Yeah, it's a part of the coordination, right? So you want to be able to
I love that.
coordinate.
So you're actually activating the rotator cuff
Right. Yeah.
and the muscles in the shoulder.
Yeah. So it's
Oh,
multi-plane.
that is just spectacular.
All right.
Hope everybody saw that. That was really good.
And the
You didn't tell me about that one.
You didn't.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't wait to try that.
Yeah.
Secrets revealed.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the last movement for warm up is going to be your normal body squats. This one will just get the legs and blood flow running because these guys take a while to kick started because they're a bigger muscle. So same deal, 8 reps for 2 sets. And the depth on these could be to 90, 45 degrees, depending on your knees and ankles.
That's it. Munashe is being very careful about not going down too deep so that you guys don't feel that it's overstraining you right out of the gate.
Yeah.
We're just looking for body activation here, right?
Exactly. And then you'll start, over time with the workouts, you start to notice your mobility change, your ability to move in certain ranges improve. So this is just a...
That's one thing I noticed. It just comes by itself and you feel like,
Yeah.
oh, I could go deeper.
Yeah, so you just build on to that because it's a journey, not a sprint, right?
That's it.
All right, take a break.
Good.
Feel the legs a bit. Get loose, let the blood flow, let the oxygen come in.
And typically you could add maybe if you guys have a skip rope, if you want to do a little skipping,
Yeah.
as a warm up. We're trying to keep the warm up as simple as possible.
That's right, yeah. And the warm-ups sometimes, excuse me, sometimes skipping also helps activate, at a fast rate if you're advanced and feel like this is a little too slow. You can, for sure do the skipping.
Someone asked if it's going to be able to be viewed later on if they can't make the live stream. So on YouTube, yes.
Yes.
It's posted to the channel.
Yeah. I'm not sure what happens on Instagram. Does it, because it's 1-minute videos, right?
We'll have to see. This is our first take.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure you can
On
save it
YouTube
as a
for
story.
sure. Yeah, on our YouTube channel for sure.
On Instagram, I'm pretty sure you can put it as a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a
Oh,
story.
yeah, sure, you can have it as a story.
Add as a story so you can catch some of the clips. Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure you're talking loud for the Instagram one.
Okay. So now I'm all warmed up. We can get into the exercises. What I'm going to be doing is demonstrating the TRX version and then demonstrating a body weight version so that, accommodate for those who don't have the tool as well. All right, so the first exercise we're going to be doing is the lunges. This one's good for just coordination purposes and also being able to help you with weight shifting, whenever you're coming up the stairs. All right, so this one you want to have the TRX just in front of you with your arms extended slightly and be in a position where you can lunge down to about 90 degrees. If you can't because of your ankle, just go to a range that you feel comfortable doing, but also engaging the glute muscles and quads. And for this one, we'll be doing one set, just to show you what it's like with the TRX. And generally with this one, I would do 8 reps a side. And as the week advances, as we go down the week, we'll be doing much more reps because your strength should be improving by the 3rd week.
One of the things that when I started doing it with the TRX, Nita, my wife, noticed that I wasn't doing it properly because I wasn't going straight down.
Yeah.
So the load, you're trying to share the load between both legs right now.
Yeah.
Correct?
But most of the weight should be on the front leg.
Most of the weight on the front leg?
Yeah,
Okay.
that one's doing most of the work. And
Okay.
you should feel it within the quads and then within the glutes.
Okay.
Because the glutes help you recover back.
So does it feel like your trail knee is going straight down?
Exactly. It's got to
Okay.
be on a complete vertical, going down. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And making sure your knee doesn't go past your toes is another point to remember.
On the front knee?
On the front knee.
Okay,
exactly.
so on the front knee, you don't want to go past your toes.
Yeah, if you come up here, then you start having knee issues down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no.
That's a
Yeah.
big no-no?
Something that they taught us at school,
Yeah.
in the weight room, is you never want your front knee going over your toes.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice to be with some top athletes that have gone through the ringer as far as sports?
Yeah.
Love it.
So first set's done. We'll take like a 60-minute break and then
Yep.
allow Shawn to explain the relation.
60 seconds.
60 seconds, sorry.
Don't go away.
Yeah. Shawn will explain the relation for the lunges to golf.
Yes. So obviously your glutes and quads, we talk about when we get into posture, you're activating glutes and quads into the ground through the arches of your feet, and you're getting ready to heave the arms into the backswing. And so when you're using the weight of the arms to perform the task of the golf swing, the kinetic chain comes from the ground up. So in any discipline, whether you're snapping a punch or doing a tennis serve, it all comes from the ground up. So we want to feel that nice explosiveness in our glutes and quads when we need it, right? But it's not something that you want to think about, but you want the chain to be very healthy. So this is the base of your chain, and it has to be healthy. So we have 2 solid exercises for glutes and quads with the TRX this morning, and you're going to see those exercises come back quite often in our future workouts.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to show, basic lunges with no suspension of any tool.
Okay.
All right. So with this one, you just want to have a,
Do you want a golf club to hold yourself up?
Yeah.
You can do that, right?
Yeah, you can do that as well if you need a golf club.
There we go.
Support.
I always like having a golf club in my hands in anything I do.
Yeah. So yeah, you just have split stance with your feet and allow yourself to lower down, get motion. Allow yourself to be able to have 90 degrees with the front leg and coming down vertically with the hind leg. And same deal, you just do 8 reps a side.
And if you don't get down to 90 degrees, it's not a big deal.
Exactly.
You'll eventually get there.
Yeah, you build the mobility there.
Someone asked, he had a torn patella tendon in his right knee. Is this exercise okay for that?
How long ago? Because I had the same one. I had a ski accident where I had that torn patella. I have 2 beautiful scars around my right knee. And I have no issues with this exercise at all.
Yeah.
Again, you never want to do anything when it involves a lot of strain. So that's you listening, right? you got to listen to your body when you're doing these things. And when I talk to my students in the golf swing all the time, having awareness to strain is huge.
Exactly.
And then, so as far as alternatives to this, there are not too many alternatives. I mean, you need to be able to get some range of motion and get some bend in the leg.
Well, with the assisted,
with this tool?
assisted tool, just to help take some of the weight off,
Right.
Yeah.
is probably the best way to go.
Maybe he can tell us when that happened to him.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then using a support such as a tool like this,
Yep.
you can go to the range that feels comfortable.
Get your 5-iron out, man.
Yeah. Or a TRX if you can, retrieve one. But the idea is just to allow the fluid motion to be able to build on it. Even if it's just a small range such as this,
Yep.
you're able to get the joint kind of loose and moving around.
This is like something like my wife, bless her soul, she says, it's not really doing anything. And she kind of gets a little bit down, and I'm going, it's not about that. It's about us getting together regularly, every second day. And we're out there at the gym three days a week. Yeah. And she's been doing that now for a couple of months. And now she's actually seeing the light. Huh? She's going, oh, I actually can do this now. Yeah. Right? And you can actually see the improvement. So whatever range you have right now, get your butt in here with us. Let's continue to do this, and you will see improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take time to develop that.
That's why we're doing this.
How long the workout is. So this workout is between 30 and 45 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. For chatting and stuff like that, it's going to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, because
Well, that's why what we want to do is you get your warm up. We'll get together to be a nice 30-minute succinct session.
Yeah.
But with a warm up and a cool down should be about 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And down the road we'll be able to show you in the descriptions of the videos what exactly the structure would be like. Yeah. And then that way you can determine the time that works for them, right?
Perfect. Yeah. So what's next?
So after you finish the 2 sets, what I have next is the body squats. Same idea with the suspension, with the support of the TRX. It allows you to, work with gravity, but also allow your body to get to a range where it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And also stretch the body, stretch the upper back, but you're still engaging the lower legs to be able to.
I love this exercise because the stretch you get through the body is amazing, and this is what I'm using to get all the way what they call ass to grass.
Yeah.
and get into a position where I can basically get almost down to the ground now and be very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
And I use that to do that.
Yeah. So it's a perfect way to build your mobility with.
Yeah. And then that can evolve into piston squats later on.
Pistol squats.
Pistol squats?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way I could do that right now, especially not the patella guy, okay? Don't even try, but this is really good.
So with this, you want to get to probably to 90 or to a quarter squat, wherever you feel that your joints can allow you to move. And
I love that exercise because, and you'll see when we get to full range of motion, you'll see in one of our videos called the garage door drill.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like we move up right next to a garage door, we turn and we lift the door.
Yeah.
And then you pretend that you want to slam it down. So when you're moving toward the target, your arms, so after you've heaved the arms into the backswing and they're levitating up, when that kinetic chain engages, it engages throughout the core, through the shoulders and into the arms.
Yeah.
And this particular stretch
Yeah.
is phenomenal. And then there's a couple of exercises coming up that you really don't want to miss that are unbelievable in that engagement.
Yeah. And another example again, if you have no TRX, you can just do your body weight. I find a good way to help yourself balance in the position where it's body weight is have your arms in front of you. Have your arms in front of you and kind of get down to the position where you feel comfortable and come back up, keeping your back neutral. You never want to be bending down or hinging forward.
Right.
So if you can go to by here, it's fine. So I'm going to do 8 sets to show you the example. And you want to keep your core engaged too in that sense so that you don't fall forward. If it's engaged, then you're in the right position.
This is you'll see this is really huge for your golf posture, and I'll show you real quick an important exercise.
Perfect.
Nice.
And that was 8 reps right
You can
there.
take a little rest.
Yeah.
So while you're resting, when we're doing the ball on a string, so if you remember our ball on a string video, and you'll see there's a video entitled Ball on a String, Shawn Clement, that you can look on YouTube. And so when I'm swinging back and through without stopping, the first thing I want to do is see where the club is passing. And for many of you, when you're doing that, you feel like you're not hitting the ground at first, and then you feel like you have to force the club to the ground. Whereas what you want to do is lower yourself exactly like Munashe just showed you, and you're lowering yourself down this way in that body squat.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how you want to get down. And for so many of you, you know, you think that you're bent forward really nicely up here, and it never fails. Like 90% of the time, I'll ask my students, I said, okay, take your setup, and I take a picture there. And then I put them in the setup that I want to see them in, and they're here, and they think they're here, right? And then I show them the picture, the second picture, and I said, is this your first or second? And they go, well, that's my first one. And then I show them their first one, and they go, oh my God. And it really isn't that much of a difference on video, but the feel that you get is huge because now you're engaging the quads and the glutes,
Yeah.
and you're readying your body for a very dynamic action.
Exactly.
So what's next move?
So what's next is the Romanian Deadlift. This is a very multi-dynamic movement.
I love this one.
It's very good for figuring out which side that needs more work in terms of strength and mobility. It really works the hamstrings very well, but also works the lower back to strengthen it as well.
Those Romanians are very creative people.
So I'll go from this angle so you can see where my arms are going and where my legs are going. So what I'm going to do is suspend some of my weight onto the band and extend my left leg backwards while extending my arms forward, and then recover. And I'll do this for 8 reps a side. And the key here is to support your weight with the leg that's isolated on the ground.
Yeah.
Also feeling the stretch in the hamstrings and the engagement of the lower back to stabilize the hips.
When I first started trying to do that, I was doing that with a dumbbell, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get the stability because my hamstrings are so bloody tight. And when I did it on the TRX, and you introduced me to TRX for the first time, I'm going, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Because while I'm doing the exercise, I'm getting an amazing stretch in my glute.
Yeah.
And I'm also using my leg for stability, and it feels like doing a Superman.
Yeah, you're taking care of 3 areas in your body: your stability, your mobility, and strength.
Yes.
And those are very important in golf for sure, right?
Yeah.
So
and the stability you feel from the TRX is really, it's securing.
It's empowering, right?
Yeah.
Because you're working against gravity, right? So you want to be able to really listen to your body in those positions and allow yourself to find spots where, centering your core and centering your body in a position that's safe. And I love that exercise. And doing it with dumbbells is I guess, an extra step. One more advanced. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So for someone that's a beginner, it could be really intimidating.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's why we made a good team, because you come out of a football program.
Yeah.
You're like a fish in water when it comes to the gym.
Yeah.
And then you meet me.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, shoot, I guess Shawn can't do that one, right?
Well, that's right. I just don't.
And I said, so I introduced you to a whole new, person.
And a lot of parameters that need to be understood, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Well, someone just asked if this stuff was for professionals or amateurs or whatever. So
It's
it's for everybody.
It's for everyone, exactly. So I mean, we're talking, if you look at my analytics on YouTube, it's between 35 and 85.
Yeah.
And by the time you're there, you've had a family and you're working hard and you've been neglecting your body at that point, and you're not as able as you used to be when you were 20 years old, right?
Yeah. And the information was not as good as it was now, right? So the information of the exercises kind of evolved over the years.
Hugely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just trying to bring that tours to everybody.
So what would be an alternative for that exercise?
An alternative to that exercise, for someone that's new to the game, you'd have to, you can use a dowel or a golf club to
There
be
you
able
go.
to support yourself. And then
Don't use the broom though.
don't use the broom, no. You fall apart.
Something firm into the ground.
Yeah,
yes.
something firm to the ground. So same idea, extend forward.
Yes.
So put the arms as far as you can reach. And you
I
should
love it.
Yeah, you should be able to.
So you could do that right on the range before heading out.
Yeah, you find the spots where your balance needs improvement. It's never like it's your fault. You're never defective, like Shawn always says. Just allow yourself to build yourself from where you find yourself weak, and this is a good way to counter that problem or the issue that you see, and you'll be able to build more stability in your swing, and then
Very
rotate.
good. And you can use the other arm, of course, while you're doing the same thing there. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And you can always go as far as your body allows you to in the extension portion of the movement, because
This is like a standing dead bug, no?
yeah, exactly.
Or no, like a standing, what was the first? Bird dog. Standing bird dog.
Yeah,
That's it.
standing bird dog. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm learning. Dead bugs on your back, right?
yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, those are the two versions for the Romanian deadlift.
Perfect.
And then it's fun.
And again,
Yeah.
the benefits are when you get into your posture and you're swinging through. So in many of the tasks that we have in Wisdom in Golf, like the 2T drill that we use for early extension, right? So if you look at early extension Shawn Clement on YouTube, you'll notice it's not about, because we really suck at body part positioning and thinking about our body parts. But if we have 2Ts to sweep through and we're staying along the ground, we're staying in we're staying in our posture as we're coming through. So we need a certain level of flexibility and leg activation when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that, like I'm really not a flexible person when it comes to hamstrings, but through these exercises, it felt easier through impact in how I'm able to stay with the shot.
Yeah.
So what's next, buddy?
Next one would be a core exercise. So if you
yes.
find yourself, never being able to, stabilize in certain positions, this one's a good exercise. I would also say it's probably really advanced in, for some individuals. So,
Okay.
So I'll have a substitute for it. So So you can put your feet through the holes of the TRX.
Stirrups.
Stirrups,
And
yeah.
there we go.
Thank you.
Oh, I
And-
love this one.
And then extend your body weight up, almost like a plank. And then what you're doing is crunching through. So this is called the suspended crunch.
Go a little bit on the diagonal.
Okay.
There we go.
So here we go. So
I love this one. I actually can do this one.
So
and that TRX is really worthwhile in getting for that.
The nice thing about the TRX too is that you can, there's an attachment to put it in your door
Yeah.
as well, so.
So you can do that right up against the door.
Yeah. So this one
Awesome.
you perform 2 sets to 14 reps. Ideally, that's the amount of reps. But for someone who's starting out new, I recommend starting between 4 to 6, so you build the strength
That's it.
and the core coordination.
Yeah.
Because as you can tell, I'm also losing my breath here. Yeah, it's a good workout, just to keep you, your core strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a sweet one.
Yeah.
So while you're doing the exercise, because golf is a kinetic chain from the ground right through the club head. So when you're performing your golf swing, it's really a full body action. And that's why I love this, because you got to use your arms and your shoulders and your, the strength in there to frame the exercise.
Sure, yeah.
And it is a full body exercise from your legs all the way to your arms.
Yeah, it's big on coordination, right? So being in sync with it.
Exactly. And one of the things that I find that I've struggled with in the past is when I activate the kinetic chain, because I've been a skier my whole life, I've played hockey and my legs have always been strong. They've always been a little bit stronger than my arms. And when I go into that transition, my arms would tend to collapse a little bit behind me in the downswing. And I find that since I've been, using your exercises
Yeah.
and doing this stuff, I feel a lot stronger in my upper frame.
Right.
And I'm able to support my downswing so much better.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also for people who have issues with wrists, I recommend going in forearm rest. So you'd be suspended like this instead.
Ah, yes,
In case-
suspended on the elbow.
Yeah, in case
Okay,
you have,
and you can still get the knees in,
Yeah,
even
you
though
just-
you're on your elbows.
yeah, you just round your back slightly just to adjust to the height of the belt.
Okay.
And then that way you'd be able to do the same motion. That way with no issues with the wrist.
And if they're at the gym, if there's a pad that can put their elbows on or something like that?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a yoga mat, wherever, allows your body to
Yeah,
be
just a
comfortable.
rolled up yoga mat or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. So what would be an alternative to that exercise?
Lying,
ground.
Lying down reverse crunches would be a good alternative.
Okay,
Yeah, so while you're on your back, allow yourself to get flat and keeping your lower back lower to flat to the ground. Bring your knees in and crunch in like so. Let your knees come to about where your chest is.
So
Lifting your lower body slightly off the ground, and you should feel the engagement in the lower core. And same idea, do 14 reps for 2 sets. And as a beginner, between 4 and 6, so that you get the feel of it. The first time is going to be difficult, and
so
that's okay.
it's about a 30-degree range of motion, right? You don't want to go all the way down.
Yeah,
This is for the upper part of the abs?
the lower core.
The lower core,
yeah,
okay.
That's where, stabilization interacts with the lower legs.
Okay,
And it's a very hard part of the core to engage because a lot of times it gets neglected because you don't realize it.
longer now since.
Yeah, sorry. So the reason why we do a quarter motion is because you want to really isolate the lower core, because a lot of times upper core is always engaged. It works differently versus
Yes.
the lower core, and that's why I prefer to use that. It's the same idea with the crunches.
And so what would be upper core?
Upper core, your normal crunches, so the other way. So crunching up top
Okay.
gets that engaged as well too.
Now
Doing
we
sit-ups.
We do have a really nice exercise on the TRX for that, right?
Yeah.
Would that do the upper? I'll let you do the exercise and maybe you can tell me what it's supposed to engage.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's my favorite one coming right up. And as soon as I felt that,
Yeah. If
I
it's a whole-
immediately associated it to my golf swing.
Yeah.
It was like right away, I'm going, oh my God, this is going to help my golf swing.
Yeah, so the next one we'll do would be the TRX rollouts. They're the same as ab rollout if you remember it, where you have your two arms
Oh,
across.
that's with the ball. That was way too hard for me.
Yeah, it's very difficult. With the TRX, it really takes care of that by allowing you to put your arms in the positions that are pretty comfortable for you.
Right.
So with this one, I'll go on this angle here. You want to make sure your arms are extended out and feet together. And you want to go to a range where you can extend out and don't allow your lower back to collapse, because that's bad position for
For the lumbar spine.
exactly. You don't
Okay.
want that pinching anything at all, because
Okay.
that'd be a bad position.
So very important to engage that core when you're doing that.
Yeah, and this one engages the full abdomen all the way across, because what you're doing is really stretching out the whole front portion of your.
That I felt that big time.
Yeah.
Someone asked a question about, what do you think about Russian twists?
Russian twists are safe as long as you understand what it's working. When you twist too far, when you start rotating your lumbar spine, that's a big no-no, because that part of your body is designed not to rotate.
That's
So
right.
you want to make sure you're always rotating with the thoracic spine, because that in the anatomy world, that part's is designed to move in that motion, but not the lumbar, and that's where you can cause a lot of damage down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that you'll see with our exercises, as far as golf related is concerned, and what we're bringing to the table is wisdom in golf. For the last 30 years, you've seen a lot of golf instruction where they say you got to resist with the lower body and coil upper body against it, and that's really that's really caused a lot of injuries in the game. And there's still a lot of guys on tour that are suffering from nasty back injuries. So we move the whole body together. So if you look at Bubba Watson, he's been a poster boy for what we teach for a long time. Now you'll see Cameron Champ doing that. You see Matthew Wolf doing that. So all of a sudden, a lot more of the pros on tour are allowing their hips to turn, safeguarding their backs. So the exercises that we're going to be doing at Wisdom in Golf are going to be super safe for your back and very, very pertinent for your long-term golf endeavors, right? And, you know, like I responded to a couple of comments this morning on YouTube. There's a reason why Savannah's been a lot longer than the average golfer, and it's very consistent with all of our, you know, if you look at Moo, he's, you know, that last carry that he had at 300 yards, he's actually blowing that out of the water right now. And so he's got a tremendous amount of power that is allowed to be brought forward, because he's performing his swing the right way. And we want to be able to do it exactly that way when it comes to our, you know, our golf fitness.
Yeah, exactly. So translating what Shawn says, like for our fitness part, we want to make sure we're covering all bases for injuries so that there's no impingement, no pain in the experience, and
no strain, no unnecessary strain, especially.
Yeah, so that's why I'm allowing you to build yourself up from where you're at in terms of strength or mobility and stability, because, you know, it's the journey. It's not supposed to be a sprint. So
exactly.
Yeah.
This, you know, for me, thank goodness both of my kids went to, you know, universities, and they've been in very high-end sports, and we got to meet Moo in the process, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I now am a lot healthier in that process, and I've made this part of my routine. And I haven't been to a gym my whole life. I always thought, yeah, I can hit balls and take a walk and I'm fine. But it's a little bit more than that as we get a little older, and I've realized that certain parts of my swing were not responding as good as they used to.
Yeah.
But by the same token, you know, when I get my grandkids running around and I want to be in shape, I want to be limber enough to pick them up, and I don't want to have to, you know, get back strain, and I want to live, you know, a solid life, and I want that for you guys as well. So if we can all do it together, it's encouraging for me to get the ball rolling, and for Moo, very rewarding for Moo, because he's helping us out like crazy. And hopefully we can instill this wonderful, you know, routine in your life, and get the ball rolling.
Yeah. So moving on to the next exercise,
Yes.
an alternative for the rollouts is lying down leg raises.
Lying down leg raises.
So same idea. The range of motion that's needed for this movement is not really serious. You can get to here, here, or here.
Right.
Depending on the level you're at. I like to go all the way. And same deal in terms of sets and reps. For now, we'll do 2 sets. Well, 1 set for now for 14 reps.
And this is doing the whole core, right?
Yeah.
This is the full accordion.
Yeah. Make sure your back's flat the entire time. Excuse me.
Yeah, and he's got pretty heavy legs to raise, you guys. Well, it's good to have big legs. If you have big legs, you have big abs, don't you?
Yeah.
It kind of goes hand in hand, absolutely. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And the reason why I felt that, you know, we went for as far as the TRX rollout, is the engagement of that kinetic chain in the downswing as you get to the top of the swing and you're getting ready to throw that club through the ball and out to your target. That engagement on the way down it can be very strenuous on the system, right?
Yeah.
Because we have this built-in kinetic chain, and if you don't provide, you know, if there's a weak link in there, it'll rear its ugly head. So that one right there, I felt right away, I go, oh wow, this is exactly what my body needs in order to engage properly in the swing. And I can't wait till springtime when we open the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we will get back outside, okay?
Yeah. No quarantine after.
That's
2
it.
months. Yeah. All right. So after we're done the exercise, what I like to do is a cool down. That
That was the last one?
that was the last one. So
What would you have, 5?
yeah.
Okay.
So those are 5 exercises to start you guys off. Now we're gonna do the cool down, which is necessary for.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
I'll leave you the floor.
Yeah, it's another full body. So first one would be a hip flexor cool down. So you get down to knee, get a mat on your knee, whatever helps you get comfortable, and just extend your arm out. And for people who feel this is not really engaging the hip flexor, you can always move forward slightly,
Okay.
almost squeezing the glute in the process.
You didn't
Hold
show
the-
me that one, dude. So,
Yeah.
arm up. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
as soon as you raise your arm, you can feel the stretch.
Yeah, you feel the stretch in the entire
Oh.
side right here. And if you want to get experimental, you can in your couch.
If you want to get mental?
Experimental.
Oh, experimental. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. You can always put
Ooh.
your leg on the couch.
Couch stretch.
Couch stretch. So that's
Yeah, it
something
doesn't-
down the road.
It doesn't look as comfortable as being on a couch, though.
No, it's not. But it helps build that hip flexor.
This right here for me is doing everything.
Yeah.
Everything I feel it needs to do.
And this is
That's great.
Yeah, this is great for hip opening, right? When you're turning back and forth, and you can alternate.
So you're raising the arm that the knee is on.
Yeah, exactly. Same
Okay.
side, and you allow your hip flexor stretch out the whole side.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It really doesn't look like it stretches. I'm going, that
No.
stretches the hip?
Oh yeah.
Oh, man, this is really good.
Yeah.
This was like my best friend exercise when I played soccer because I had so many groin issues.
You guys have been withholding stuff from me.
You gotta slowly introduce it to the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of information.
I love that one. That's
Yeah.
really good.
So you do about 30 seconds a side, 2 sets. So rotate back, and this one I preach for it because it's it's simple for everyone just to do, and
That
it's
is very simple.
Yeah.
I can do that.
And
That's so important for me when I'm in the gym. I'm going, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then when I find an exercise that I can do and I can feel the benefit, it's hook, line, and sinker.
yeah, it sticks to you right
It
away.
just sticks. That's it. And that's all we want.
For everybody watching, it is very important to do your cool downs because it's something that people don't think is important, but it
Right.
really, really is important after working all your muscles like that. They need a chance to like relax after.
Yes.
And if you don't do your cool downs, that's when you're gonna find
But
like
doesn't
everything get tight.
yeah, but doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't the stretching also help with the evacuation of lactic acid?
Yeah, it
Right?
does that as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And just calming down the heart rate, slowing it down properly.
Right.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
And it just avoids injury, right? Because you don't want to be
Yeah, exactly.
tightened up or joint problems. The knees are always.
So you don't want to leave your body hanging.
No, it's
Right?
yeah, it's something that that's get overlooked, but it's a necessity for your enjoyment of golf and any other activity in life.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. So moving on from the hip flexor, we're gonna do a famous yoga pose, the child pose.
Child pose.
This one's perfect.
This is for you, Chantal. All right.
This one's perfect for golf and any other form of fitness. It kind of relaxes you. And so into the child pose, you allow yourself to squat down a bit, get your butt to as low as you can in relation to your heels, and then extend out as far as you can with the arms and sit in the position for 20 seconds.
Yeah. This one I love because it stretches my quads, stretches my lower back, gets all the muscles that you use in your core and your arms. It gets those stretched out.
And make sure
Love
you're
it.
allowing yourself to breathe really slowly, deeper breaths, same as you would in yoga.
Yeah. So the cool down is for everything, for your mind, for your muscles, for your joints.
Yeah. And then you can move to the side, starting to the right,
Ah, yeah.
and then allow your upper body to collapse slightly to the side you're on, so the left side right here.
So you're getting a stretch in your lat now?
Yeah, so it's a
So you're
multifaceted.
getting stretched down in the lat here.
Yeah.
And one of the muscles that has been bugging me for a while is that QL. And I
Yeah.
find that stretch really prevents
Oh, yes.
my QL from acting up later on in the day. After, yeah.
I do that before and after my workouts.
Yeah.
And I also do it before I start hitting balls.
Yes. Yeah, this is a good one to do before you hit balls.
So after you've done one side, switch over to the other and do the same thing. Allow your shoulder to slightly collapse down into the center.
And as Chantal would tell me, breathe.
Very important, yeah.
Hopefully we're hearing some of your breathing on that microphone.
Yeah, big time. And recoil back to the starting position.
And as Chantal always tells me, come up slowly from this, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to come up quickly.
Right.
That's some good demonstrating there, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one more exercise is cool down would
Yep.
be for the calves. So you can find the spot in the wall, such as this one. Elevate the toe up and just kind of push forward while the knee is extended, just to find the sweet spot where your calves are, because a lot of times calves get neglected a lot of times.
Right. Now, would it be good to do the calf stretch before the hamstring stretch?
Yes, because it's not a full body, it's only the one spot there.
Right.
And you're standing up. So yeah, you want to do stuff you're standing up first.
Because I've always had really tight hamstrings, notoriously.
Yeah.
And I can see that in my kids as well. So it is a genetic thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So stretching the calf and then doing just
The hamstring.
just a little hamstring fall. It's just, basically you don't want stretching to be painful.
No, you never.
And it's one thing I remember from gym as a kid, they would look at me and go, "What the heck's your problem, Clemma?"
Yeah.
Right? How come you can't bend forward? How come you can't touch your toes?
Yeah.
And they would just, make it painful for me.
Yeah,
and it was just the worst experience ever.
Yeah, that's bad, because what you do there is actually making the muscle tighter when you overstretch.
Right, okay.
It's like a band, right? So as soon as it
So the muscle reacts.
Yeah, exactly. To the cell, right? It's smart. It's reactive. So it'll just be like, okay, we need to protect ourselves. And it gets tighter.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you really don't want the stretching to hurt.
No.
But as long as you keep it, so if I could just keep doing this,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling a nice stretch, but not to the point where it's painful,
Yeah.
then I'll be able to eventually get down to the ground.
Yeah, and also breathing in that moment.
That's my goal. So
Yeah.
hopefully in the next 5-6 months, you'll see me touching the ground with my fingertips.
Yeah.
There's my goal.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So that was one workout right there.
Moo,
Thank
that
you.
was awesome.
Thank you, Shawn.
Really appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
We'll see you. Today is Friday.
Yes.
So we'll see you Monday. We're going to need some kettlebells, right?
Yeah, so next week kettlebells or dumbbells will work, and we'll be doing a nice circuit workout with that. And moving forward,
Kettlebell Atlas swing. Can't wait. I
Yeah.
love that one.
And moving forward, we won't be doing the warm up of the cool down. We hope that we already showed you ways to do it. And in the videos, we'll be able to show you the description of the exercises and give you those ideas of how to cool down.
And I want to join you guys. I wanted Moo to be, I wanted your attention to be on him to make sure we do the exercises properly. But I'd like to join you guys on the next one. So I'll be warmed up and ready to go with you guys, and we'll do it together.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Till next time, everybody. See you soon.
Have a great weekend.